I'm Brandy, was in the Air Force for 6 years, been trying for a while to grow our family. I left my former job because they didn't care when I asked their HR department to consider coverage. So when I landed at Peraton, we learned that the package was more than any of us expected. In 2019, my husband and I were referred to a fertility clinic. Unfortunately, at that time, we both worked for companies that did not offer any fertility coverage. So we did all the testing out of pocket. We did a few rounds of what they call IUI. And then our doctor said we need to go IVF. We did a round of IVF and wound up with 2 beautiful embryos. All told, we were in it for at least $30,000 out of pocket. It was really hard, but it was worth it. And we wound up with my son, Sebastian, who's 3 years old, and he's chaotic beauty. And then I was working for a different company that offered $10,000 towards fertility coverage. But they said if I had an embryo already, I couldn't do another round of IVF, even though I was older and I wasn't getting any younger. So I used the embryo. It worked. Then I had a miscarriage. So sorry, that was really hard. But the silver lining on all that was I moved to Peraton and I got their coverage. Then the insurance said you need to talk to Progyny. Having Progyny as a service through Peraton made me feel like Peraton actually cared about their employees as individuals. I called the Progyny coordinator while I was in my grocery store, and she got back to me when I got to my car, and she started explaining everything to me. She said, we're gonna cover everything. We're gonna give you 3 rounds of IVF. And then I asked her, how much is this gonna cost? How much are you actually gonna give me? And she said, your insurance is $750 until you reach your max, and then you pay 20%, and then you're max out of pocket. And I said, well, that's $3,500. And I said, so after that, I'm out of luck. And she said, well, after that, we pay everything. And at that point, I started sobbing. And I made her repeat it a couple times. Then I asked her, I'm no spring chicken. What if I need to do back-to-back rounds of IVF egg retrieval like my doctor has already suggested? And she said, then you'll do back-to-back rounds. And I said, what if I have embryos already? And she said, well, we understand how it works. Our company is only for fertility. If you need to do this now, then you do it now. So we did 2 back-to-back rounds of IVF, which was really difficult. The patient advocates, they literally handled everything for me. I would just send her a message in their app and say, hey, my doctor says that I need to add this medicine. And she said, I will go ahead and gin up that approval for you. She also was rooting for me the whole time. When we got pregnant, she was celebrating. And I wound up with 7 embryos that are genetically viable. I'll never have to do it again, God willing. And today we have my 8-month-old daughter. I call my son my sunshine, and my daughter is my rainbow, because she is my rainbow baby. Progyny has given me a chance to grow my family. I can't thank Peraton enough. Fan for life.